Hello and welcome. This is Cherie with rehashfiber. Today I'm going to share with you a really fun, easy sock pattern. And then later in the show, there's a few more things I want to tell you about trailing of the sheep. All right, this pattern is called LKM Finest Fit Sock. LKM stands for Lily Kate Makes. She is a young designer in her late 20s who lives in England and designs beautiful knitwear. I was thrilled when I learned about her on Instagram and immediately explored everything that she does, and it's fantastic. So not only does she design the great knitwear, she models it. She's a lovely, lovely young woman. And then she is restoring a very old cottage in England. And so everything is very interesting to see on her Instagram. And so you can find her on Instagram at Lily Kate Makes, but also you can go over to Ravelry and she is Lily Kate France. Now, for these socks, I was inspired because my friend had cleaned out her studio and given me some stuff. This beautiful yarn is String Theory Entanglement sock set, hand dyed, merino wool and nylon. It is fingering weight, and I was just, the moment it was in the studio, it was on my brain of like, I gotta work this up because I gotta see how these stripes turn out. The colors are very happy colors. It just makes knitting very fun when the color change is happening quite quick. So what I want to say is that these socks, first of all, are perfect for traveling. I enjoy doing easy things, especially easy socks when traveling, because everything is small. You have small needles, small amount of yarn, small workspace, easy to just tuck away in a bag. And planes, trains, and buses, sitting on a curb, you can knit. This is so easy, it can be your social knitting. Go in your purse, go to your groups when you're visiting with people, whatever, because we're gonna get into it. Okay, so here's how lovely it is. It starts with a rib. Now, she tells you a way to do a really pretty rib, and I thought, nope, I'm not even thinking, I'm doing the rib I know, I'll be fine with it, it's a sock, and I went. So I want you to know you have options. You just knit down. Now, pick any fingering weight you want to make the sock out of. And you can do stripes if you want. If you have different balls of yarn, she will help guide you in how to stripe it. However, mine was self-striping, so all I had to do was go to town. When you get to the heel, this is my first time that I've done German short rows for the heel. I really loved it. It made it just so much easier to do. And if you don't know German short rows, it's worth learning it, and it will make life easier for socks. Then, after you do your German short rows, you continue on with your foot until you are decreasing for your toes, and you finish it off with the Kitchener stitch. And voila! Now, usually I have second sock syndrome. I did not this time. It was so fun, it went so quick, and so enjoyable to do that did not happen. I just picked up the next one and went to town again. You may have seen me working on these if you look at Instagram. I was sitting in the hotel room overlooking Niagara Falls. This was trip number 1, sock number 1, working on this. Then the second sock went along with me to Idaho for trailing of the sheep. Was able to work on that in my free time and got that one done. So let's see, what else can I tell you about it? Let's see, the yarn was fingering weight. I used a US 1 needle. And let's see, I want to tell you that if you're thinking, I don't know about German short rows or the Kitchener stitch, and you don't want to be stuck out and about not knowing it, of course we have our phones that will help us pull up anything we need to know. But I think these are fun. You can find them, a lot of yarn stores carry it now, these little squares with your little, dangly thing so you can keep it collected. And I have one for German short rows and one for the Kitchener stitch. What's really fun is that there's engravings on the back of the stores I bought them from, so I have that fun memory. But they're very light, so I just threw them in my bag And when the time came to work on my heels and my toe, I had all my information with me. So very fun. Just keep your eyes open. You know, you don't always have to buy yarn. You can buy these fun little things too. All right, so there's different ways to knit socks, and I have tried them all. And for me, my favorite is just doing the small little needle in the round. So it's a 9-inch, US 1 needle in the round all the way until it gets to the tip of the toe where I need my US 1 double points. So there are different ways. You can go on the internet and learn how to do the magic loop, or do 2 needles and do 2 socks at the same time. But like I said, with these, they go so fun, they go so fast that I didn't have second sock syndrome. I do want to share with you though, on a previous show when I was mentioning that, I had a viewer give me some advice and I thought it was great, and I told her I would share it next time I talked about socks. This is from Terry G801, and she said, just get 2 needles, 2 little 9-inch circular needles, and knit them at the same time. So one day, knit an inch or 2, the next day, on your other sock, knit your inch or 2. Just go back and forth, and that way you finish out at the same time. I thought that's brilliant. However, wasn't necessary on these because of what I just told you. So there's something else to think about. So let me see if there's anything else on that. I don't think so. You now know how to find Lily Kate, and definitely do. And I cannot wait to start doing some of her tops and sweaters. All right, so last week was the long show, or long for me, with the trailing of the sheep, because I shared everything that happened in those 5 days. And of course, as I was loading it and that show was getting produced, I'm like, but there was more. And so I thought, well, there's next week. Today, I can share it with you. There was a few other little neat things that happened that are worth talking about that just, you know, made it fun and made me think. So when I was at the sheepdog trials, and these sheep, these poor sheep, because they have been roaming the mountains all summer and they had to come down, be separated from their flock. 5 of them do 1 sheepdog trial, and then they go to the lower pasture to rest. That's still very nerve-wracking for them. Well, one group bugged out and they didn't go to their lower pasture. They jumped this way towards the vendors. And now there's sheep gone wild. They're just running around the vendors, and I laughed because here we are, we're just in a big pasture anyway. So the announcer made the announcement like, hey vendors, look out, you got sheep coming your way. And the dogs and the shepherds went and they collected the sheep and got them safely to their field, but gave me a laugh. Now, another thing, okay. So after the parade through town, I followed the sheep to their lower pasture, which on my phone said it was a 1.3 mile walk. And I want you to know that sheep look like they're walking slow, but when they're walking in their group, it was fast. I nearly had to jog. I was walking my fastest sport walk that I could to keep up with them. And a couple times I even thought, is this worth it to keep going? But it was. So when all the sheep got to the point where it was like the bottleneck, they had to cross a bridge and only a few could go across. They're all just stuck standing there, showing off their cute little woolly butts. And I took a picture of that. When I showed my mom, she laughed, busted out laughing for quite a while. And that made me happy. It's always fun to make your mom laugh. And especially my mom last March, she had an aneurysm that she survived. And she's doing all right, but she still has some hard times with some things. And just to make her laugh, it made my week. So check out the cute little butts. They're so cute, and hopefully they make you laugh too. All right, so I walk the sheep with them to their lower pasture, and then I have to walk back. 1.3 miles doesn't sound bad, and it wasn't. Beautiful, beautiful valley there to walk through to get back to town. Everybody else, they were the ranchers and the shepherds. They had their trucks pre-placed, so off they go. But I have my lovely walk back, and then of course, no, the party's not over. There's an after party in the town square. And I knew this was going on, so I thought, let me go see, check it out. Sure enough, all the vendors, yarn, fiber, and everything else sheepy, vendors are out again selling stuff. There's food, drink, and I caught the band's last set, and I thought, what a way to finish this off. grabbed a beer, sat down, enjoyed the music, met some people. It was a fabulous thing. So folks, when you think Fiberfest now, if you think of this one, it will rock your world because it is so much more than buying merchandise. It was all encompassing in every direction. So it is just really quite a destination festival. So keep that in mind. So, okay, folks, you've got these great socks to think about. Fun and easy, great to travel with or take with you anywhere. So, happy knitting, your socks, and thanks for watching.